Okay, so welcome back to Monday Motivational. I will not be here next Monday, so I'm going to be planning on some other leaders doing it. But after that, as long as I am not working at the hospital, I will 1,000% be here as long as my head's right, okay? So first off, I want to apologize to everybody for the last little over a month that I haven't been on. I'm going to share it. I don't even care that I'm recording it. But I'm going to share it anyways because it's not something I publicly will post on Facebook. But I think it's important for people to understand that we don't always know what's going on in people's lives. September 18th, last month, I moved out from my house. I picked up and I moved out from my marriage of 19 years, my little girls, which by the way are staying with me tonight, so don't think I left my kids, my home, everything I had worked for, because I just wasn't happy. And there's a lot of other reasons too, but you can be in a negative environment for so long. And please know that my husband's actually he's a really great guy. He's a great dad. He's a great guy, but we were not great together. And it took a lot for me to share this first off, but it's put me in a very, very weird place. Let me just put it that way. And everything that was on my vision board had to do with my home that I had created, had to do with my future, with my family, and everything. I had to make a decision on my happiness, what was more important. Material things like a home, like a house. And my oldest daughter, came to me and said, "Mom, home is wherever you are." And it got me in a really bad place. And every time I would post on social media, I would be messaged, how can you be so happy? I'm like, well, this is my business. Like, I have to be able to share. And yeah, there's a sense of relief. But then also, every time I would post, I was getting hits from people that did know what was going on. And, I was called a narcissist. Anybody that knows me, I think that's pretty far from the truth. I was made fun of for my looks now because I've lost weight and I've, started taking better care of myself. So I was made fun of for that. Yes, guys, people will hit below the belt in some of the hardest times of your life. I felt like a bad mom. I felt like a failure as a leader because I couldn't even pull myself together to do Zooms. I couldn't think straight to do homework, but I somehow managed to push through and basically had zero energy to really focus anywhere. And I started evaluating my life and what mattered and what didn't. And I knew that it was going to take a minute to pull myself back out. So I leaned on my team and I reached out, not at first, but like after a couple weeks, I reached out and I said, "Listen, guys, I can't do this." Because, you ever hear the saying, you can do anything, but you can't do everything. I was on thin ropes, very thin ropes. Okay. And that's why I want to share this with you guys tonight, because some of you have let your business go. Some of you have fallen off track so hard. Some of you have just quit pushing. Some of you have given up. Some of you have taken life hits and turns and twists, and you maybe are in a bad place. And I want you to know that that's okay. And if you don't have yourself together and you need that time, that's okay. Okay? Nobody but you is in charge of your business. Nobody but you is in charge of your success or failure. But at some point, I have to practice what I preach and say, I've got to pull myself out of it. I can't stay there. I can be there for so long, but I can't stay there. Not if I want to go anywhere from here. So a few weeks ago, I'll say I had a turn. And it came as I was getting ready to walk into the hospital. Haley tagged me. Even though I hadn't been really showing up like I needed to be. And I had reached out, like I said, I was very clear about what was going on. She tagged me. Even though there was a slim chance there was a leadership retreat that Mari Diller was going to be putting on in Florida. And she tagged me, didn't forget about me, didn't give up on me, and took the chance to tag me. And said, will you be my roommate? And I said, fuck yes, I will. And I signed up. And we were booked within minutes. It was just that split-second decision to say, wow, they didn't forget me. And I signed up for this trip, and I messaged my husband, and I said, I've got to pull myself out of this. I'm going to Florida the 19th through the 21st. It'll be a quick trip. But I got to do this for my business. I got to do this for my head. And, he was like, okay. And thank God we were having a good day that day, so I didn't have to deal with the bullshit or the backlash there. So I booked everything, and I'm going. Because I knew that if I surrounded myself, and this is very, very important, okay, and this is going to come into play a lot tonight. The people that you surround yourself with in some of your hardest days are going to determine whether you pull yourself out or you don't. Okay? And I can tell you that I was very thankful, and I am very thankful that I have some of the most amazing friends that are understanding, that are supportive, that are cheering me on, both that I work with at the hospital, both that I work with for my, for school, people on this team, uplines, sidelines, downlines, everywhere, cross lines, some people that have just been lifelong friends. And had I not had that kind of support, because I'm the type of person, guys, that kind of keep stuff in, especially stuff that's very personal. I may not have said or realized that I could do this. I could pull myself out and I could get myself out of this place. And I want you to understand something. What you do going over these last 80 days of the year is going to determine your 2021. You can believe me or you cannot, okay? And you have to start today. You have to start before you're actually ready to. It doesn't mean you have to be 100%, okay? You don't have to go from 0 to 100. And I am really guilty of that. Some people think I'm crazy for finishing school, and I just accomplished a really big goal. Today, I got my tax numbers back, and for the first time in 7.5 years, and as an entrepreneur, I can honestly tell you, I have enough money in my bank saved to pay my taxes in full and not go into 2021 with a single penny of taxes owed. And I am damn proud of that, you guys. When you make the money that I make, I'm just going to be honest with you, and you're not the greatest at keeping track of that shit, okay? And you've actually saved enough and have enough to get ahead on your next year already. And you get those numbers back and you breathe and you say, holy shit, I finally did it. I paid off my bills. I caught up with everything. I'm going through some of the hardest times of my life. You guys, I sat in this house after I worked I stayed up for 38 hours straight. I got off of work on a Friday morning and I had to stay awake because I had a paper due at 12. The gas guy was supposed to come between 12 and 4. He didn't come till 8 p.m. A friend of mine went and got a truck. We've been living in, I'll just show you. We went and we got a truck, and I went and bought this couch that you see me sitting on here. And we carried it in, her and I, and we put it together. You can see I don't have any furniture really. Okay. I'm literally sitting in an empty house. I ordered beds on Amazon. I put them together myself so my daughters would have a place to sleep. I'm going to tell you this. I'm telling you this because I had options. I didn't have to stay where I wasn't happy. And I was able to pick up and go and start a new life without a single fucking flinch. And I want you guys to realize that, how powerful that truly is. I didn't have to rely on anybody to pay my bills. I didn't have to rely on anybody to say whether I could do it or worry about those things. And I'm telling you that because if the day should ever come that you needed that option, or you know some other person out there that needs that option, like, the reality of it is that this shit is hard. It's hard. It's not an easy decision. But at the same time, your sanity is worth it. You're worth it. What makes you happy is worth it. And you can be that mom that builds a successful business, that goes to school, that works, that is a freaking badass boss, okay? If you want. Or guy, whatever. It doesn't matter. You could do it. You have to decide. The other night I was at the hospital and I was working, and this girl was like, "What do you do?" And I explained. She's like, "Yeah, I don't do all that business." I was like, "Well, no offense, but if you knew what my checks were, you probably would." I was like, "I didn't start here." I was like, "But I'm just going to be honest with you." And I didn't flash out how much money I made. I just literally said, "If you knew what my checks were, you probably would." And I was like, you know, the difference between me and other people? Mindset. I knew I was going to crush it. I knew that I wasn't going to stop until I made it happen. I knew, just like the life that's happening right now, I'm going to be qualified for Cabo by the end of the fucking week. Okay? I knew, I mean, I got to wait till January or till the 1st of next month or whatever it is that I hit 40K or 12K or whatever. But the reality of it is, well, I'll hit 12K on day 1 of November. I already know that. Why? Because our team's incredible. And I know that's going to be secured. So guess what? My job is to make sure I have the qualifications. You better believe without a shadow of a doubt in your mind that you're going to see me hit triple fast start bonuses before triple fast starts hit. Why? Because, for one, even though I've had all this life happening, my PPA is still not 0. I have a new promoter that has been working. In fact, she's halfway to 4K. I've been signing customers. I just got off the phone today with another girl that's going to be signing up as a new customer. I've been getting samples out. I've been taking them to the hospital. So even though you haven't seen me online, I've still been networking. I've still been working. So I want you guys to realize, like, what we see people doing isn't always necessarily what they are. So even though I was very, 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 very not on my game, not doing my daily activities, not reading my personal development like I needed to, the things I was doing right, and this is what I want to give to you, was I was still getting up. I was still thriving. Okay? Still thriving. I was still talking to people. I was still getting samples out. I was still focused on what people needed, how I could help them. When I had the energy, I was there as much as I could for my team, especially the last day of the month, finishing out the end of the month, last month, because I knew people were fighting. I missed, though, on the next to last day of the month, 2 brand new 200Ks hitting. And I thought to myself, how the fuck did I miss 2 200Ks hitting in my own business? I was logged in, but I wasn't plugged in. Do you see the difference? I was seeing the team pages, but I didn't know what was going on. I was in the chats, but I wasn't listening and I wasn't hearing. I wasn't seeing. I wasn't connecting. I was getting on Facebook, but I was just scrolling because my brain couldn't catch up to what I needed to do. So I'm already talking about 16 minutes of telling you all of this jazz and all this business, that I want you to know this. Your goals have to have action behind them. And just like I said, I'm going to be qualified for Cabo. I'm going to be qualified for my triple fast starts. Guess what? I can't do that because I just said so. Okay, I've got to put some action. I've got to hit some follow-ups. I've got to reach out to those people that were trying these products that I've been sampling out to. I have to dig and make a list. Okay, and I'm going to tell you right now that there is only so long that you can wing it. And I was very fortunate that I've put in a lot of work in the last 7.5 years. A lot in my business and a lot for my team, that they had my back and they didn't all quit and crumble. Are there people that fell off because I fell off? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. And if you're one of those people, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. But if you're on here right now, I'm fucking proud of you. Excuse my language. I'm proud of you. In fact, some of you, I see your faces reached out to me just today and yesterday. And, you know, I told you I'm going to be here. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just seen that your daughter's probably overhearing me drop the F-bomb too. Oh God, I'm so sorry. But I'm glad that she was focused on the 12K on the first day of the month. Listen, the thing is that right there, what she just said, my 4-year-old daughter overheard you say, I'm going 12K on the first of the month. And she got up and said, you're going to go 12K, mama, and gave me a high five. You guys hear how powerful that is? You're going to go 12K, mama, and gave me a high five. Our kids, you guys, that's powerful. That is powerful. Our children's voices and what they have to say is powerful. Can I help you?
So you and China is helpful?
Okay, get away. Don't mind that one. Okay, Leah, stop.
Sorry.
Don't listen to her though, because you're gonna hear nothing but an anime, and she doesn't realize, you know. So, anyways, let's get back on track here. So how are you going to hit your goals going into the last day of the month? Well, you've got to get real honest with what you've actually been doing. And you've got to create a new game plan. And sometimes you have a new normal. Like right now, I've got a new normal. And with all the changes and everything that have been happening, no, you cannot make ramen. Go eat something else. Sorry. With all the changes that have been happening, you have to realize that I have to make some adjustments in my own sales. I have to make some decisions of how I'm going to do this. And one of those decisions was I'm going to take a pay cut at the hospital and drop my private health insurance, which mind you is $2,400 a month. You people in the Canadians, I'm so jealous of you. You people in the United States that don't have to pay private health insurance, $2,400 a month for my family is what I pay. Basically, my nursing checks go for that. So I had to sit there and think about it. If I went part-time at the hospital, that would drop me down to $800 a month. It would cover 90% coverage. I would take a little pay cut, but I would now be banking money instead. Now, some of you guys are sitting there wondering, why would I work when I'm at 200K with a ridiculously large team making very good money? And I'm going to tell you this. There's a couple reasons. For one, it's humbling. Okay? And I do not do good being at home full time. Help you? Say hi.
You John.
Okay, go.
Konnichiwa.
Okay, bye. I do not do good being home. Okay? At all. So for me, it's very humbling to take my hat down as an entrepreneur and take care of people. I like it. I enjoy it. They don't know how much money I make. They don't know what I do for a living. And it's amazing. 2, as a single mama right now, I don't want people knowing how much money I make in my business. So it's kind of a good cover up, to be honest. And the insurance better at the hospital. So I'm making some adjustments there. Travel will be a little different. You know, if I can't fit it in or I can't make it happen, I just can't pick up and go like I did before. That's okay. Just make some adjustments, right? hopefully work out a game plan with Donnie that I can make these plans and go on trips. But I already know going into it, like I've got to make some adjustments. So my game plan is, first off, how can I get my daily activities in? And I have to create a game plan. So when am I going to get up? What am I going to make sure that's on my list to do? And some of those very basics are, how many samples am I going to get out a week? All right. And this is every single person that is on here right now. You have to ask yourself, how many samples are you getting out every single week? And what is your goal? And are you stopping? And are you stopping not creating that? Are you making these things happen? Are you, like, when's the last time you sent samples out? And listen, those samples don't have to be samples from your house. You could be sending samples in from cloud. I have a bazillion. That is exactly what I've been doing since I don't have a lot of product here with me at this house. I have been sending samples from cloud because I took advantage when we had the buy one, get one, the BOGO, when they do the team things. I always stack up on the samples. Every single time I stack up on the samples. So because it's just convenient and easy, and my life is crazy and I'll always forget to get to the post office, it's just easier for me to send them that way. But also, I want to tell you guys this: don't be afraid to individualize samples to what somebody needs. So if somebody's telling you they want to try Black Label and capsules, or they want to try whatever it is that tailored to them, sell them a sample based on that. Whatever it is that they're going to buy. Don't think that you got to necessarily send them a sample that's a 3-day, okay? Whatever it is that they're wanting to try, but be realistic, right? So set a goal for samples every single week. Don't shoot over. If you've not been sending them out, set that goal low. And then once you hit it, overshoot it, okay? Same thing with birthdays. When's the last time you got on and you did birthdays? I can tell you that it's not been it's like, I see my friends saying, thank you for the birthday wishes. And I say, hey, I'm so sorry. Happy birthday. That's me. I'm really bad about birthdays anyways. So if you've been slacking, get on the ball. Don't try to do it all. Okay. Get back to posting. If you haven't been posting, get back to posting. Listen, guys, I posted today, and a girl that used to be, well, she's still on our team, but she hasn't worked like her business for a long time. She said, Amanda, you're one of the only people that still post. Do you know if they ship to Asia? And she was military. And I said, well, if you have an APO, absolutely. I was like, otherwise we're going to be shipping there soon, but we just don't know when, right? And you guys, this is somebody that's going to be ordering again. She's a current promoter, is going to be reordering. And it's because she saw me post. So I want you to think, like, if you've not been posting, put it out there. And I haven't been on the ball. Like, so for her to see my posts, like, great. Okay. But I want you guys to understand, like, we've got to get consistent. So getting your posts out there, talking to people, doing your birthdays, setting goals for samples, those are mere things. Getting on Zooms. Actually getting on Zooms and plugging in. Start with one. Start with one. Don't even try to get on every single thing under the sun. Don't try to plug into every single chat and every single thing. You're going to set yourself up for failure. Decide that you're going to do one right now. Then once you get on that one, you try to get on two, okay? And you just try to feel that fire, and you listen to what it is that these people that are moving and shaking. Another thing too, you have got to put your blinders on to what other people are doing. There are so many times over this last month and a half that I have seen people post stuff. And I thought, man, I'm not being a very good leader. Like, they're doing this, they're leading their team, they're taking them on trips, they're showing up. Like, and I could have literally allowed myself to sink and compare. But then I thought, that's not fair to myself to do, because I fucking love my team. And you don't have to shower your team with gifts all the time, guys. And you don't have to take trips all the time and spoil them silly for them to know that you love them. You just got to care about them, and you got to show up for them. Like, and not show up for them like every day if they're assholes. Show up like there when it counts. There when they need you the most. When they need that listening ear on the other side that they know without a shadow of a doubt you wouldn't be biased, and you're going to give it to them straight. And you're going to be honest, and you're going to be raw with them, and you're going to tell them, snap the fuck out of it and get your shit together and let's do this, right? And I would expect each one of them to say, you know what, Amanda, like, I know you're going through stuff. You take what time that you need, but then we're going to kill it. Like, don't you forget for 1 second how much of a badass you are. And I want you guys to realize, like, yeah, somebody said it over here. Without Zooms, you deflate. I was avoiding. I'm an avoider. How many of you guys are avoiders? It's okay if you put it over here. Like, give me like a thumbs up if you're like an avoider. I'm an avoider. When I don't want to face something, I just avoid it. I don't even do it. Like, I wasn't hopping on Zooms. I wasn't hopping on calls. I wasn't doing shit because my brain just would not even allow me to soak that in. Okay? And listen, guys, we have so many calls and so many Zooms right now. And as the year ends, you're going to see more. You're going to see it Zoom after Zoom after Zoom after Zoom after Zoom. And listen, there's going to be a point where you're going to overlearn and you're not going to be productive because all you're doing is in that learning. I need to be plugged in. I need to be on this call. And listen, Paul gets super excited and he'll throw call after call after call. And you'll be like, oh my God, I just got off this call. Now Paul's telling me to do this. And he's telling me to do the opposite thing that everybody else just said. And this person said to do it this way. And this person said to do it this way. And then you're just crippled and you're sitting there like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what the fuck to do. Skip it all. Get a game plan and just show up. Get some people that you're surrounded by that are just going to show up. Does that mean you have to be back 100%? No, it doesn't. But listen, tonight, this morning when I woke up, there was this shift in me. Over the last couple of days, I'd say, that said, and I've had a couple of days off. So let's start with that. Okay. I've had a couple of days off to like come up for air and say, holy crap, I've got like 9 days off. I'm going to breathe and figure this out. Because some of you guys are where I was a couple years ago. Some of you guys are where I was 7.5 years ago when I just started. Some of you guys are just now, your team is starting to explode. You're starting to get this business. I'm going to tell you, you're going to hit that point where you're going to get burned out. Okay. And I want you to know that when that time comes, if you have done a good job with layered leadership, your team will continue to grow. Over the last few months, when I've been going through some of the hardest times of my life, last month we finished off at $2.3 million in sales. That was the highest month in the history. September 2020 is the highest month for my team ever. And it was probably one of the hardest months of my life, aside from the year my dad died. Okay? The month that my dad died. That was probably right up there with it. And don't mind my kid. She's like making fart noises over here. She's not really farting. She's doing it with her mouth. And okay, Leah, stop. It's fine. Stop. She's me in like another body. So she doesn't have a shut up button. But the reality of it is I just want you guys to know, like, you get a game plan together and you quit looking left and right and you say, you know what, I'm going to crush these goals. These are what I'm going to accomplish this week. So for me, like I said, it's Cabo, it's getting Triple Fast Start qualified. It's getting new customers, getting new promoters. I have to be intentional with that. How am I going to be intentional with that? Connecting, building those relationships, going through, having conversations with people, following up on samples, following up on messages of people I haven't talked to, following up on those relationships that I've neglected, reaching out to people, seeing if they're still interested in getting started, letting them know, hey, I don't know, like, hey, life's been happening, hitting pretty hard. I know a while ago you asked me if there was anything like that, whatever, and I can tell them about Treat Meal. I can tell them about this new product. I can also say, hey, I know, like, until this promo ends, that you've been thinking about getting started. Right now, there's a $25 credit that you get when you create your free customer account. Are you ready to do that? Guess what? If that person is already a customer, maybe their spouse wants to do. I have somebody that actually their spouse is probably going to order this week. That's one referral. I said, if you get one more referral, now you can get your products for free, and you and your spouse can be thriving at half the cost. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. Do you guys realize how powerful that is to a couple? If you have couples that are thriving, do you have one of them in the referral? Because if you don't, they can literally be getting their product for half the price. And they could get the couples pack or whatever, but I always have people do it separate, and then that way they can use one of them as a referral and they can get one more customer. Then that's, the best option. And those referrals are going to count for Cabo, right? Learn, implement, learn, and implement. Absolutely. What Jackie just said over there is learn, implement it, take it, and do it. So some of you guys get on, get Kayla's emails. But I want you to think about this, and you can take those things and you can learn them and you can go and apply them. But I want you to say this: if you're doing that, don't overload yourself with 20 other things, okay? If you have a game plan that is working for you, please stick to that. If you do not have a game plan that is working for you, I want to challenge you after this call. Actually, I want to challenge each one of you guys right now to, maybe take a picture of this Zoom. I'm going to take a picture of it. Don't mind me like rubbing my nose, right? Because I was like getting all teary-eyed. I'm going to take a picture of the Zoom because I'm fucking proud. Okay, so I took a picture of it for me to put out there here in just a little bit, to say, okay, I was back. It felt good to show up today. It felt good to make things happen, like where I'm going, what I'm accomplishing. I want you to put that out there. Declare what it is that you want to accomplish in 2020. Let people know, like, you're still showing up. Listen, how many days are there to Christmas? There's 80 days left in 2020. That means that there's literally 74 days until Christmas or something. I don't know. I can't do math. No, maybe there's 73 days till Christmas. I don't know. Somebody tell me that. I don't know. Something like that. How many people? I haven't bought a single thing for Christmas. So guess what? VIP interview, $1,600, $1,320 could do a lot for people before Christmas, right? Okay, go, get out. Go, get out, go. Okay, go out. Stop the mouth and go. $1,320, guys. Can be how many Christmas presents with that? A lot. And I'm not talking about for your ungrateful little asses that want like the PS5s and everything else. I'm talking about these kids that don't have shit. Okay? Like, I'm talking about the basics that a lot of parents can't even do. Like, I'm not saying if you get your kids a PS5, you're a spoiled little brat. Okay? I'm not saying that. Okay? Because listen, everybody I know that's like got kids that like play video games, that's exactly what it is that they're going after right now. All right? Like, I know for a fact my husband already got one. And I know that my neighbor already has one. I know that all these people already have them, okay? But my point is that there is that mom and that kid out there that's not even an option or on the table right now for them. I have a friend that's a single dad that he's one of my best friends, to be honest with you. He's one of my best friends. And he's going through a divorce, and he's got 2 teenage sons, and that's all they want is a PS5. I said, all right, so when are you going to join my business? When you want to join my business? I'm going to have his ass signed up soon. Why? Because I know for a fact how much it could help him and his kids. But also just getting a game plan together with people. Even if it's not this business, okay, like, let's start cutting out some of your other shit and figuring it out. Like, you guys, be that person for somebody. Be that light of positivity that helps somebody see a way when they don't know a way. Like breaking things down that have nothing to do with business. Breaking things down that show people goal setting. Like the tools that you have are valuable, whether it's business-wise or not. Goal setting is huge. Positive influences are huge. So I'm going to declare that I'm going to post something positive every single day again. Because man, I was mopey. You want to know what happens when you're mopey? Everybody messages you and tells you they're praying for you. And then you just feel even more mopey because you're like, God, I'm so negative and blah. And you just continue in that cycle. And it's not, please no. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the love. I'm not trying to sound unappreciative, but I'm just saying when you're already down and you're hit and you're like boo-hoo and crying, if all you're ever hearing is I'm praying for you, girl, like you feel like at some point, like, Jesus, God, I'm a sad story. And listen, I want to be a fucking triumphant story. I want to be a holy shit, her comeback game is strong story. I want to be like, whoo, Amanda just blew that shit up. No matter what she was going through, she pushed through the other side. She's going to finish this degree while she's in the middle of this life storm. She's going to be a hell of a nurse and learn new skills and get new certifications. She's going to be a rock star leader. She's going to still show up. Okay? So each one of you guys, I want you to declare what your goal is by the end of 2021 or 2020. What your goal is. So that 3-month goal, that 6-month goal. So if you did a 3-month goal right now, it would tell you where you're going to finish out 2020, right? So write that down. Not right now, but whatever. Sometime before the end of the week, I want you to really write that down. Where do you want to be by the end of 2020? Okay. Then write a 6-month goal. Where do you want to be 3 months in? So March 30th, where do you want to be 6 months from now? And then do a 9-month goal. Where do you want to be in June of 2021? And then come right back to a year from now. Where do you want to be next year at this time? What things do you want to visualize your life? Paul Gravett always does this Christmas tree thing around Christmas. And I want you guys to think outside the box. Maybe you have everything you've ever wanted in life. I want you to think for one moment what it would be like to provide for a family that didn't have that this Christmas. One of the things that changed things for me in my business was I saw a bunch of leaders go and pay up a bunch of layaways. And I said, because I never really wanted anything for Christmas. I always wanted just like candles or, my people would ask me like what I want. And I'm like, I'm so modest. I was like, if I want it, I'll work for it. Like, to be straightforward with you guys, I've been working since I was 11 years old. I got my first paper route. I shoveled snow. I never wanted to ask my parents to pay for things because I knew they didn't have money. I bought my own prom dress. I didn't ask for shit growing up. No offense to some of you guys, but some of you have never bought a fucking thing for yourself and you've relied on somebody else to buy it your entire life. And I'm sorry if that hurt. But suck it up, buttercup. Okay? You got to, at some point in time, you've got to say, you know what? I'm not going to rely on shit to do it for me. With that said, I'm sorry. I had to throw that out there because the reality of it is that when it comes down to it, you want to be able to stand on your own. All right? You want to be able to stand on your own because when life beats you down, man, I want you to breathe. I want you to be able to breathe and say, you know what? I might not have anything here, but I can sleep well at tonight. I mean, maybe on a hard couch that isn't very comfortable because I slept here for like a couple of nights, guys. I had anything. I had a blanket and a pillow in this couch and I had nothing in my house, like at all. I had a roll of toilet paper. I had friends that went and bought me like some cleaning supplies and stuff just like to help me move in. And my girls didn't come here for like the first week because I needed to get them, I needed to get them beds and stuff. And it was just a hard transition. But I want you guys to think about that. At the end of this year, if you are in a position where you don't need the money or that you're okay, where you're at, I want you to think about, if you have ever or wanted to, maybe that's even just a goal, is, providing meals at Thanksgiving time for families, or not necessarily paying off a layaway, but maybe you go and get an angel tree and you and your kids go and you do it, or maybe you go volunteer your time. Maybe you're not making the money or you're not in the position to do that, but maybe you do a food drive and you go and you take that food to the soup opera. My community project that I'm working on right now, I've been working with this homeless shelter. See, this is stuff you guys don't even know about me. I've been working with this homeless shelter downtown, and it's raising money. We're raising money for them for a cold winter shelter, because right now they're not taking in anybody because of COVID. If they're not quarantined, so where are these people going to go? The majority of the people are between the ages of 20 and 50. Some of them have mental illness. Where are they going to go this winter with COVID? This is real. Like, this shit's happening right in your town. My town's not even that big, but it's real. Some people are on drugs. I've been back in the hospital and working in the ER. And guys, it's heartbreaking. It's a whole different world out there than what I knew. But I got to tell you this. I fought for this patient a couple weeks ago. Let's say on October 1st, he left, and he was with us for 31 days at the hospital getting an IV antibiotic. And I loved this kid, okay? But let me tell you how much bias he had because he took Suboxone. It pissed me the fuck off, the way that some people treated him. And I told him, I said, listen, when you leave here, before you leave here, because I can't be here every day, I need you to advocate for yourself. I need you to make sure that they have a doctor set up for you, because one of the reasons he was there is because he was getting it off the street, because he couldn't find a doctor that would prescribe it for him. And it was the only thing that was working for him, right? How he ended up on it, it is what it is, okay? But the reality of it is that I didn't want to see him discharged on a medicine that he would have no way of filling or following up. And I said, if you're on it here, you need to make sure that these doctors have it set up when you leave. And you guys, people need you to advocate for them, okay? They need you to tell them these things. They need you to fight for them. And I want you to think of this as like, where would this young man be if he would have left that hospital and he didn't have that stuff? Within a week or two, he would have been back using and buying it on the street, okay? Reality is, that's just true, because I know what it's going to be like for him to come off of it. So like with this cold winter shelter and some of the things we have going on in our town, I know that there are people that have these needs in my community, and you have the ability to give back. And there is nothing more fulfilling than setting a goal that you have nothing to gain from, that you're able to accomplish without praise. You don't have to post about it. You don't have to. If you want to post about it, you can, but you don't have to. You can raise money for the community. You can go pay off layaways. You can go and volunteer time. Jamie Pecca and her mom sat last year. I don't know how many of you guys paid attention to this, but they sat out there for Salvation Army. Multiple places. Giving her time. Time is just as valuable. So set some goals for the end of 2020. Make sure if they have to do with business and you growing, if you want to be a certain rank, you want to certainly accomplish a money goal, then you're going to have to get your ass moving. Okay? Period. End of story. If you have a rank goal, team goal, you are going to need to connect with your team. One of the things that I am struggling with right now is kind of getting my grounds of how do I reconnect with everybody, because it's overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. And I have to be like, okay, well, layered leadership was a winner. Hey guys, I'm back, very slowly working my way back in. Be patient with me. Hi, I see you. Like that's where I'm at right now. I'm not going to be 100%, but I am going to be more intentional. I am going to be focused on my daily posting, my goal setting, my intentional getting on Zooms. Like tomorrow's leadership call at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Lisa's leadership call. My goal tomorrow is to get on it because I need to hear somebody's story. I need to hear somebody's victory of how they got to where they got to. Because I need to hear true, honest, real stories. I don't want to hear, and I don't give a fuck about what, like, no offense, but I don't give a shit about somebody telling me how much money they're making. I don't care about that. I want to hear what you went through and how you got out of it. I want to know how you went from A to Z and you fought your way there. I don't care about how many people you know or how many people followed you. I don't care about all that. I don't care. It's not popularity. Like, it's not. Okay. Like, you're going to see leaders, guys, along the way that are going to be bomb ass. And you're going to be like, damn, look at her. Don't you dare compare yourself to her. You don't know what she's been through. You don't know what she had to overcome to get where she's at or he's at. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make a badass comeback and I'm going to have people saying, damn, look at her go. And they're not going to realize those beat down moments, those tears that were strolling down my face, that I was absolutely paralyzed. Okay? They don't see that. They just focus on the outward. So I want you guys right now, like I said, write down that 3-month, 6-month, 9-month, 12-month game plan of where you're going, where you're heading. Who the hell is standing beside you and going with you? Because I can tell you this, the people that I have seen continue to show up while I had to step back, those are the first ones I'm going to be linking arms with. So I'm going to say, thank you, Boo, for getting my back. Thank you for lifting me up. Thank you for those random messages. Say, hey, girl, I just wanted to see if you're doing okay. Let you know I'm here. Thank you. Like, I might not have always been able to reply, or I might have been short, but please know it didn't go unnoticed. Even on your post, even when you just commented on something of mine, please know I see you and I love you. And I'm so thankful for you. Those of you all that showed up tonight, thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for the messages and comments of, damn, I couldn't wait to see you. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So I appreciate you. And I want you to know that it counts. It means more than I can say. And I'm going to be there fighting with you, beside you, alongside of you, going out of 2020. And boy, I would like to just catch this bitch on fire. Okay, because 2020 has been one heck of a roller coaster of a year, and I want to blaze the shit up. I want to get out of this like flying into 2021 and just like dominating the world and being like going into it like, this year's about ready to change my life. Don't wait till next year to change your life. The actions that you do leading up to the end of the year are going to set you up for the beginning of the year. Because there's going to be people that aren't going to buy going into the end of the year. You're going to hit walls here next month and the month after that. People are going to be spending money on Christmas presents and they're not going to hear what you have to say and they're not going to be ordering. Some people still will. Trust me, people are still ordering. Okay? A lot of people are still ordering. But I need you to know that a lot of people are not going to, and you're going to get a lot of ignored messages. Don't get mad. Don't get frustrated, and don't give up. Because those people, maybe they were me. Could you imagine if you were messaging me, following up with me, and you got frustrated with me because of what I like was like, yeah, girl, I can't really talk right now. Like, I'm just not really in a good place. And you were pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. I'd be like, fuck you, bitch. I'm not joining your inconsiderate ass. That's how I would come out of it. excuse my language, but that's just a real talk to you. So be a human and realize that person that you're following up with that maybe is ignoring you, they maybe have so much life happening right now that they don't know how they're going to pay their water tomorrow. Okay? Humble yourself. Realize it's not all about the paycheck. I just had this conversation with a friend today. They were talking about a job that they're going to do. It was a dangerous job. And I said, never be focused on the dollar. Focus on the results. What's it going to mean to somebody else? What's it going to mean for other people? Do the benefits outweigh the risks? When somebody's getting ready to go into the hospital and they're going to have a surgery, but they're high risk and normally they wouldn't want to do that surgery. If they don't have any chance of survival, that surgery is worth the risk. They don't have any chance of survival without that surgery, it's worth the risk. They do, maybe not. Okay? Same thing when it comes to, a business. If you literally go after things just because of the dollar sign and you give up because of the dollar sign that you didn't get, you're never going to be successful. Because I'm going to tell you guys, money comes and it goes. Okay? You've got to detach yourself from the dollar sign and attach yourself to the results that you're willing to work for. Okay? With that said, I think I'm going to wrap this up tonight. I love you guys. Be patient with yourselves if you're going through a lot of life. Get a game plan together. Again, I'm in the middle of filling out my calendar because I know that if I'm not intentional, that the stuff's not going to happen. I'm planning on really game planning next week with Kaylee in Florida. Kaylee, I will see you Monday morning, bright and early on our connecting flight that we get to sit beside each other on the way in and on the way back. She's going to be so tired of me by the time we wrap those couple days up. Lisa K. Fuller and Chassie Marie are both going to be there. I know there's some other leaders that are going to be there. And I plan on filling my cup up so run us over. You guys are going to be so tired of me when I come back, but I'm going to be fired up and I'm going to be reminded of the amazing, incredible culture that we have here. I can't wait to hug all of you guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not setting up any leadership retreats until Canadian borders are open because half my team is in Canada. And with all my conscience, I cannot do a damn retreat knowing I can't invite everybody. So with that said, Cabo it is. So everybody get your asses to 12K and let's party it up there. Okay. I love you all. Again, thank you so freaking much for just being there and supporting me and having faith in me and knowing that my ass was going to come back and it was going to be on fire. And yeah, we're going to do this bad bitch shit. Okay. All right. I love you guys. Have a good night.